I hope. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live. We're live! Alright! Awesome. Let me just do a quick sound test, you guys. Give me just 1 second. Alright, we've live and we've got sound. Yay! I apologize for being a little bit late. I was having issues. XSplit was just not working. I had to just reset a bunch of stuff. But we are here! Hello everybody and welcome to the Saturday afternoon stream of Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. I'm Gina, aka the Gina Chew. You can look in the chat and my handy dandy bot will tell you all the ways to follow me on social media. You can follow me here on Twitch and on YouTube and also on Twitter at the Gina Chew to see when I go live next. Last time that we streamed Asagao Academy, we finished JonTron's route. Today we're starting ProJared's, which I'm excited about and also terrified about. Because I feel really bad about doing this, considering Mai. And we know that she has lots of feelings for Jared, and I feel really bad. Okay, so for those of you who have not seen me do JonTron's route, let me explain to you a little bit about how this is going to work. I have done PBG's route. That was the first one I did. I did it totally blind. So the way that I'm doing these other routes now is we're going to get the best end. I have a walkthrough. I haven't looked at it yet. Every time a decision comes up, I'm going to see what I should answer in order to get the best ending. So I'm going to see what I would choose and then check to see if that would lead me towards the good ending or not. Simply because I want to make sure that we see the best ending. But we don't want to be playing this game 1,000 times over because, too much of a good thing, you guys. I mean, this game is amazing, but you don't want to overdose on the Asagao Academy. So what I'm going to be doing is, there's this handy dandy skip feature here, so it's going to skip through everything we've seen so far and just stop at all of the decisions, and we will be making all of the decisions necessary to get, Jared's romance. So let's start. So we're going to be skipping through everything. This is when we meet Jared on the train. This is when we meet Mai, our roommate. This is us settling into the room. Okay, so this is Jared recognizing us. So I believe this is the choice that chooses whether we're going to be able to romance Jared or not. The first time I did it, I wrote, it was I guess so, and I'm pretty sure that's what you have to choose to romance Jared. You can't say, oh, not really, you have to say I guess so. Because the context for this is that Mimi here is asking if we know Jared, and really, Hana just ran into him on the train on the way here. She just happened to be sitting in the same car as him, and they spoke a couple of words. She doesn't really know Jared, but I believe in order to romance him, we have to play like we know him and say, I guess so. I wanted to try this out before we did the stream, but I totally had no time to do it today. So the girl looked me up and down as if she was inspecting a piece of furniture for purchase. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself earlier, did I? I'm Mimi. Nice to meet you. So how did you meet Jared? Oh, come off it, Mimi. Jared's not interested. Yeah, so Mimi's just trying to get to know us because Mimi's interested in Jared, but Mai is going to defend us and kind of shoo Mimi off because Mai doesn't want somebody using us just for knowing Jared. So there's all the normal boots guys. There's Satch in all of his adorableness. He's gonna be the person I romance next after Jared, by the way, Satch. Okay, so this is when we get to choose whether we take the book that Satch gave us or whether we're gonna leave it behind. So the general rule here is if you're not romancing Satch, leave the book behind. So we're gonna leave the book behind. Yep, there's John. That's us thinking that PBG looks awfully familiar. There's Ian in all of his Comic Sans glory. Okay, Shane. I don't know which one of these decisions lets you romance Shane. I think Shane's going to be the last one I do, so we're just going to say give him space, because that's what I've been choosing the past couple of times. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, there's Paul messing with us and ruining our outfit. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it. Here's eating lunch with the guys for the first time. Yep, there's Jeff. This is whether we're going to see the soccer game, PBG soccer game. We'll just choose of course because I've already said of course before, so we could just skip all that stuff sooner. This is Gerard wanting to give us a tour of campus. Yeah, let's do that because we've done that before. Hey, there's Caddy and Jimmy. Yesterday was Jimmy Wetzel's birthday, I believe, actually, by the way. So, happy belated birthday to him. There's Jared in all of his wonderful modeling pictures. Oh, man. Alright, that's us practicing the game, thinking about our dad. This scene. Oh, man. Okay, there's our friendship pillow fort. There's us bonding with Mai. Okay, so here's the other part. Let's ignore that crash. Okay, so here is this choice. I believe, in order to romance Jared, this is Jared saying whether he wants to know whether we think his fashion show is more important, or whether Paul's student government campaign is more important. So I think obviously we're going to want to say it's the fashion show.
All right.
Yes! Thank you for knowing what's up, Hana. I want you to win presidency again, Paul. I really do. But the fashion show will be even greater for the school. Plus, my posters were here first. I have special rights. Oh, you're special. All right, Jared. Dude, your fashion show isn't even that cool. Jealousy, rage, a killer high jump kick. They should call you the man with the 3 features. I'm not some cheap action figure. Well, whatever. I guess I'll post my poster somewhere with free walls. Maybe they'll get a janitor or 2 to vote for me. Thanks for being truthful, Hana. I'm going to try harder and see if I can change the students' minds about this. There's Paul being all positive. Alright. It was amazing they even cared what I thought. Yeah, okay. So, we sided with Jared here. I believe that is the ticket. Okay, so this is a random question. We didn't even hear it. Hana was too distracted at this point. So, we get to say either yes or no. So, we're just going to go yes. Yes, kind of. I don't know what we're saying yes to, but that's alright. Okay, fast through all this. That's Shane catching us staring at the golden boots. Not supposed to touch the golden boots. There's Jared and all the... This is us, yeah. This is us with the competition. Yeah, PBG doesn't do too well. There's PBG soccer game. There's giving Gerard the itty bitty kitty he lost. Okay, so this is Mai getting kind of upset because she's been trying to be friends with the normal boots guys for years, and we waltzed in and now we're all friends with them, and she feels kind of sad. The person who wrote the strategy guide said that she's answered a little bit differently with Mai, but I'm gonna say they're your friends too, because I think that's the correct way to kind of get any of the romances, really. So we're gonna say they're your friends too, Mai. I mean, we're all friends. It's a whole big group, you know. No reason to be jealous of anyone. This is ridiculous. This is John wanting us to play a tree. We'll say I'm okay because we've chosen that before, so we can skip through that quicker. John wants us to play a tree. We all know how that works out. We saw John's route before. Okay, there's Ian. Okay, this is her asking if we want to be in the normal boots club, and the answer is I'd like to try. Even if I fail, I'm gonna work hard and give it my best. That is the right attitude to have, Hana. Alright, there's them giving us the proposition. We need a puzzle person. You can come into the thing under our team. And if we win our part of the tournament, then we will actually get to be an official part of the normal boots club. Loftwing 1000, hi! Oh, are you a shipper of Youngtown and Jimmy? Because I see the little icons you're putting in my chat. I didn't know that was a thing, actually, until today, when I was looking through Jimmy's Twitter a little bit, because I only recently just started following him, and I saw... Apparently that's a thing. Okay, so obviously we did it correctly because we get to pick Jared. Hopefully we'll still get the best ending. I don't believe anything before this point really affects that. It only affects whether he's an option or not to romance. So Let me just get Jared's things set up. Alright, so I'm really interested to see how this is going to go down because we know that Mai really likes Jared, and I feel so terrible doing this, but...
Well...
Oh.
Well...
Pick Jared. Jared? Ugh. Oh god, I'm so nervous! Young, officially dating at the end of PBG's route? This... Man... Don't put yourself down like that, Mai, man. I hope that Mai is able to find someone else that can, you know, treat her the way she deserves to be. Don't go too crazy with the Jared icons in there, please. I love how my chat is... I'm sorry, Mai. I just... No, Hana, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. Of course you'd fall for him. Jared is the most attractive man that has ever walked this earth. Okay. You probably have a way better chance of being with him than I ever did anyways. You actually talked to him. Well, we know from the other playthroughs that you definitely talked to him. I mean, they wind up officially dating at the end of PBG's route. This... Man... Don't put yourself down like that, Mai, man. I hope that Mai is able to find someone else that can, you know, treat her the way she deserves to be. Don't go too crazy with the Jared icons in there, please. I love how my chat is bumping with Loftwing just posting Jared faces. You do too? Mai shook her head and held up a hand. No, it's better this way. Well, go on. What? Go on and get your man! I really thought that a big part of this storyline was going to be us and Mai kind of Hana and Mai kind of coming to terms with the fact that they're both attracted to the same guy. Maybe that will still come into play later, but it seems like she's just kind of cool with it. Alright, let's go and get our man. Oh, wait, you mean now? Yeah! Mai hit me on the back and practically shoved me towards the door. As I began to leave, my legs turned to jelly. Small pink blobs filled my vision. What? Go! Mai was tossing cherry blossom petals over my head. I love when she does that. Go get Senpai to notice you! Why? She gave a lopsided smile.
Best friend.
You're more important to me than a dumb boy, Hana. You're my best friend. Oh, yes! Sisters before misters! Thank you, Mai. Yay! Loftwing has followed the channel! Thank you so much, Loftwing, for the follow! Welcome! So happy to have you here. I hope you'll stick around for future streams and stuff. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Mai, thank you. Mai beamed at me. No time to talk, Hana. This is going to be your big day. You're a main character. Unless you messed up real badly, you'll definitely get a good answer. Hold on, I gotta pick up the pieces of the fourth wall Mai just broke through. I messed up a lot, though. Just go! With a final shove, I was out the door. Now, where would I find him? Oh god, who knows? Where would we find him? It's okay, Hana. You can do this. I'd been standing in front of Jared's door for 7 minutes. So, if you don't remember through the original playthrough, what basically happened was when they were talking about the flower festival, Jared mentioned that he takes like the most hopeless girl in the school and takes her to the flower festival basically out of pity. Like he feels like it's this great favor he's doing to take them to the flower festival. So I'm curious if he'll want to take us. He might be shocked that somebody would be bold enough to ask him. Because I'm sure he probably doesn't get a lot of that. We'll see how it goes. My knees kept trembling and my hands were sweating. But I had to do it. There was no way I could go back and face Mai if I didn't. Especially after she gave me her support. That was it then. I turned and walked back to the beginning of the hall. I just walk up and in one swift motion...
Hey.
Oh, okay. So this is our first look at Jared's room. I don't know who he's bunked with. Maybe Satch? I don't know. Okay, so I know what's going on here because we watched the scene at the end of, at the end of PBG's route. I guess there was kind of a spoiler for Jared's route, but, at the end of PBG's route, we walked into, Hana's room and found Mai and Jared playing Dungeons and Dragons, which I guess is a seemingly very unmodel Jared-y thing to do. But I guess that's his big quote-unquote secret, is that he's actually a big old nerd, which I love. Oh, Loftwing. You know what? I think Luke would be an adorable match for Hana, but he went full-on creeper in PBG's route. Like, I don't get why Hana was okay with what he did. Like, what a creeper. But anyway. Hey, man, what do you think about adding an extra dungeon?
Hana!
Hana! I forgot to knock on the door. Oh, God. Hana, why? Jared, sitting at his desk, hastily shoved whatever he was reading under it and stood to face me. Oh, what exactly are you doing here? Oh, God, you should have knocked. Oh, wow! She's just gonna blurt. She's so nervous, she's just gonna blurt it out. Oh, will you go to the flower festival with me? My teeth were almost chattering with how much I was stuttering. Jared stood for a moment, his head cocked to the side. Wait, you're... Oh! He flipped his hair in an instant, restored to complete assurance. He shook that off real quick. Of course I'll go to the festival with you. In fact, I was planning on asking you myself. That's not good because he said, because we know when he said he was going to take the most, like, hopeless girl. Really? But this is even better. It was brave of you to ask me out, Hana. I know I can be... He stepped closer. Intimidating. Not at all.
Really?
Really? Thank you. I'm impressed. My legs shook again, this time for an altogether different reason. How about we meet tomorrow at 2? I've got something I want to show you.
Yeah.
Sure, that sounds great.
Bye.
Then I must beg your leave, milady. I have to return to what I was working on before.
See you later.
Of course. Goodbye. Wow, good going, Hana. A little bit of an awkward execution, but you got there. I dashed out of the room and leaned against the wall with a sigh. I can't believe he was going to ask me. He did say that he was... I don't know if she was paying attention when he said it, but he did say that he usually takes, like, the most hopeless girl. It's not a good thing. A dull thud came from inside his room, probably his drawer. Come to think of it, what was he working on before I came in? Something about an extra dungeon? I shook my head. It was none of my business. I had a date to prepare for. With the most beautiful guy in school. Alright, so this is the next day, so let's open up our journal. Current event letter from home. I've got a date, oh my god! Yeah, we've read this before. Okay, so we're gonna skip through this because this is the letter from home. Okay, here we go. Here's some new stuff now. Later, I emerged into the sunlight in my yukata, feeling somewhat self-conscious. Let's go to the flower festival. Apparently, it wasn't normal to go to the festival in a yukata, but Ma insisted I wear one. Oh, it's not normal. Okay. I asked what she was doing for the festival, and she didn't quite respond. Oh, no. Oh, you know, I've got plans. I didn't really buy it, though. I shifted nervously on the steps in front of the dorm. Where was Jared? Was it possible he stood me up? I doubt it. It was a crisp spring day. The birds chattering in the trees and the sunlight bouncing off the cement walkway lifted my spirits. A breeze wafted through the air, carrying with it a brief hint of the ocean and something else. Ham! That's Jared! Hana! Why are we wearing a yukata, by the way? Just, what are you doing, Mai? Jared appeared around from the corner, somewhat disheveled. He smiled brightly at me, his teeth glinting in the light. I'm so sorry I'm late. Not at all.
You're perfect.
You look beautiful. See, while PBG and Jonchon kind of stammered a little bit, this is going to be interesting because Jared has no chill. He will just outright flirt with Hana. So this is going to be a very different experience from the other routes we've gone through so far. Not many could pull off a yukata so purple. Yet with you, it only brings out your beauty. Oh, you're just saying that. Together, we make the most attractive pair Asagao has ever seen. And I would know. I keep track of that stuff. I'm sure you do, Jared. So what are we going to do today? I wanted to show you something. Have you been off campus yet? No, I've been so busy I kind of forgot the rest of the world existed. Great! Well, not great, but I've got something to show you. Come on. He held his hand out for me to take. Blushing, I grabbed it, and he gently led me away from the dorm and into campus. His hand was warm, long, and thin. I didn't expect it, but my hand was so tiny that his practically engulfed mine. But there was something about them. They felt intricate and exacting, like an artist's hands. Ah. We met? Jared was looking at me expectantly.
What?
Wait, what? What did you think of me when we first met? Oh, he wants to know what our first impression of him was. We weren't even 5 minutes into the festival, and already he was asking me this? When we first met... Jared was the first person I met when I came to Asagao, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Well, you were the most beautiful person I'd ever met. You were also the first Asagao student I met. I was absolutely terrified of coming here, and I was terrified of you. So scared I could hardly remember anything about meeting him. You remembered my name. You figured out my name, and I didn't get yours. Of course I remembered your name. I was struck by you. I'm sorry? I can't really put my finger on it. He rubbed his hand across his forehead, deep in thought. I'm not used to being able to explain things. I'm not used to not being able to explain things. This is weird. Okay, you know when you have a cute little puppy? Oh, this is Jared. Jared, why? Why are we going down this route? I mean the conversation, not the romance route. And when it's in front of you, it's the most captivating, magnificent creature you've ever seen. You just want to watch it and cuddle it and make sure no one steps on it. It was kind of like that, except that you're a girl, not a puppy, and you don't need me to keep people from stepping on you. Anyway, I was working on something at the time, and I couldn't stay focused, so I had to talk to you. What were you working on? He avoided my eyes, instead turning to a point at a tree we were passing. Do you see that? Yes, it's a tree. These trees are really smart. They only bloom after the last snow of the season has fallen. How does it know that? He sighed, staring wistfully at the trees. Some things are not meant for us to know. Geez, got it. I want to ask about what you were working on again. We left campus, but instead of heading for the nearby train station, Jared led me out towards the empty field. Oh, I've been here before. Good! I was getting worried you were a recluse, but I know there's something you haven't seen. He pulled me to the left. On the very edge of the field was a long tree line, and Jared led me straight towards it. This was weird. Rather, Jared was weird. He was still his flamboyant self, but he seemed to have toned it down a lot. I wasn't sure what did it, but it wasn't what I expected. Not that it was bad. Being surrounded by Jared's intensity for a number of hours seemed like it would wear me out quickly. But I was confused. We entered the trees, creeping over shrubs and fallen logs. Are we going LARPing? Are we going LARPing? A brown path was worn into the ground from someone. Jared? Walking it, but it had fallen into slight disrepair as the weeds were struggling to consume it again. Was he the only one who knew about this place? People always said they have it a private place, but it usually wasn't actually private. Jared stopped in front of me and I bumped into his back. We're here. Where? Looking around, there were just trees. Then Jared stepped aside. Look. Oh, look at the flowers! And look at Jared's face! Look at the way he's looking at Hana. And I love, by the way, how he's still sparkling. It kills me. Oh my goodness. This is a secret place. At least I hope it is. I don't tell people about it. The flowers here are the most beautiful I've ever seen. I think it's because the soil here is allowed to go through its natural cycles. Things die in it, they decompose, the flowers get to eat, and the flowers die in winter, just like everything else here. But in the spring, they bloom again, and each year they're more vibrant. They pop open and sing to the sky, sweet melodies of light and water and sun drops. Never mind. They're just really pretty flowers. I giggled. You seem to know a lot about flowers. To my utter surprise, Jared blushed. Yeah, I do. He didn't say anything else. A strange tension hung in the air. Did I say something wrong? No, not at all. I'm just really bad at talking about myself. I never know what exactly I want to say. Something about that phrasing confused me, but Jared continued before I could figure out what. My family owns a school for the traditional Japanese arts.
Really?
Aha! That's where the artist hands come from. He stuck his hand in his pocket and looked away from me. He didn't seem too pleased to be discussing this. We're masters of all the traditional arts. Tea ceremonies, flower arrangements, kabuki theater, dance. Well, now we also know why he's the dancer in in the Normal Boots Club. Old families send their kids to us to be cultured, and girls from all over Japan get sent to learn how to be good women. You don't seem the type. I flinched, not expecting his sudden aggression. The more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Jared was good at so many things, but more than that, he was poised, charismatic, and elegant. The first thing you thought when you saw him was how much of an impact his presence made, not how intelligent he was. He was beautiful, almost like he was sculpted by an artisan. It only just now occurred to me that perhaps he really had been. Is that why you're at Asagao? He sighed. Only the best for me. You don't know how much talking it took to get my mom to send me here, or to let me start modeling. I whistled. Jared looked at me wearily. Oops. I didn't know what to say, so instead I turned back to the flowers. The sun was getting kind of hot. It was beaming straight down onto my neck, and a single sweat drop rolled down my back and melted into the band of my obi. I shuddered. Well, would you like to keep walking? There are a few other nice places I could take you.
Yeah.
Sure. Anything to dispel this awkwardness. See, Jared is obviously hiding some of the more personal parts about himself, and I feel like that's what's making it awkward. So, tell me a bit about yourself. How did you get into Asagao? Oh, here we go! I laughed nervously. Well, I'm a scholarship student, and there was no way my father and I would be able to manage the costs by ourselves. He raised an eyebrow but said nothing. I'm not even sure how I passed the interview process. Most of the kids here are either rich like Mai, or smart like Satch, or incredibly talented like you. It slipped out without me realizing. Jared beamed at me. Why, thank you, my dearest lady. You're welcome. There! That was it! That weird, high flatulent speech he got. He hadn't been talking like that until just now. Why? Because now he's putting on the Jared act. There was no one around us. We were just walking in the empty field. I didn't understand, but there was no way I was going to ask why. Not after the awkwardness we just went through. If he's actually genuinely interested in Hana, he's probably just putting on the normal, quote-unquote, normal pro-Jared moves, and typical stuff probably won't work on Hana. Well, what are your dreams? My dreams? Yeah, what do you want to do after you leave Asagao? I couldn't remember the last time I had a dream, or an overreaching goal. When I was little, I had some. A nurse, an actress, a writer, a vet. All the usual things a child could want to be. But at some point when I was growing up, I lost that part of me. When did that... I stopped walking. Jared immediately stopped too, looking at me in concern. So you don't know? What? Oh. No, I don't. I stopped thinking about the future after her mother passed away. That's okay. Me neither. No? You? But you're... You! Yeah, I'm me. He scratched his neck and looked away. Yeah, it's because nobody really knows the real you, Jared! He didn't go on either. Are you not going to explain? Do you actually want to hear this? He said it with more force than I expected. He turned to face me, eyes shining. Do you? Yes, that's why I asked. What was going on with him? Was he always like this? No, he wasn't. He was usually so much. And now he was being much, but he was being a very different kind of much. My mother wants me to inherit the Institute, of course. There's no one but me to do it. I'm not so sure. I think I'd rather go into entertainment.
Really?
Really? That's so cool. He chuckled. Is it? There's not a good likelihood I'll end up in anything more than a few commercials, maybe small town plays and some restaurant in Osaka. With your looks? No. I'm being practical. You notice how he's trying to take Hana out on a date, and whenever she mentions, his looks, his face kind of falls a little bit, There's much more to him than that. And I get the feeling that he would like somebody to see beyond that, but he won't let anybody see beyond that. Jared, stop being so complex! Well, we'll get him to open up at some point, I'm sure. Well, this is, you know, he's a tough nut to crack, but we can do it. We'll do it. You're being dumb. You're usually so confident. You have absolute faith in yourself. Why not now with this? Because a lot of that's an act. Are you fucking kidding me? Ellipses. That is why I'm naming those. If it were about anyone else, you'd tell them to keep going until they made it happen, right? Well, same here. If you work hard enough and you're good enough and don't give up, you'll definitely make it. I believe that. He passed through a surprising mixture of emotions before my eyes. Eventually, he sighed again. You're right. I should just believe in myself. And maybe you'll figure out what exactly you want to do, too. Yeah. Well, it's interesting, because at the end of PBG's route, Hana said she wanted to work in video games, and towards the end of John's route, she seemed to kind of take a shine to acting, so who knows? We remained in thoughtful silence as he led me up to the steps of the dorm. We paused in front of the door, and I wanted to whack myself with my own obi. Oh wait, yeah, there you go. I wasn't sure how it happened, but I really botched things up. This was probably one of the most awkward dates he'd ever been on. Well, here we are. Yep, here we are. Suddenly, he jumped back away from me. Oh! What? What? Nothing. I'd love to be able to spend more time with you, but I have something I need to practice for. I stared at him and he waved his hand in that way he had. Don't worry, you'll find out about it soon enough.
Hana?
But Hana, he clasped my hands in his. Thank you so much. He was staring into the depths of my soul as if I did him a huge service. You're welcome? Was hanging out with Jared always going to be this weird? Really, I mean it. I loved this. You don't know how much it means to me. I guess not?
Bye.
Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye! He let go of my hands and dashed off, a small cloud of dust trailing at his feet. There's more of those are you fucking kidding me ellipses. Well, that was a fun date all in all. They didn't even go to the festival, they just took a walk, which is cool. I think. Alrighty, let's save here. Oh my god, how many pages of saves have we been going through? By the time I got back, the sun was setting. Oh, Mai! Mai was lying on her bed, facing the wall. She was already in her PJs. Didn't she say she was going to the festival with someone else? Oh, she probably just said that to make Hana feel better. Hana, you're back already? The festival is still going. Yeah, we were just together for the day. Jared said he had some other stuff to work on. Oh, I see. Did you not go? Yeah, I had a feeling this was going to become part of this the whole storyline was dealing with Mai and the tension with the Jared and oh god, I feel so bad. I heard shuffling from her bunk. I went, but I left pretty quickly. You know, once you've been to one, you've been to them all. Plus, I didn't want to get roped into helping Miss Shizuka sell flowers. She's been crazy since her boyfriend broke up with her. Another one? Yep. An awkward silence filled the room. I really wanted to talk with her about what happened. I felt like I was going to explode. But maybe that wasn't a good idea. I crawled into my bed. I said it was alright, but she'd liked Jared for a while. It was kind of her to let me go to the festival with him, but I guess it would have been unreasonable for her to do otherwise. Wouldn't it? Or should I not have gone? Personally, I would not have. But, you know, it's a game, so we'll roll with it. Rustling came from above me. Mai's hair appeared from over the side of her bunk.
Hiya.
Hiya. A pair of lively green eyes blinked at me. So, how did it go? It was amazing. A second too late, I realized I should probably restrain myself. I mean, You know, he's a cool guy, and I've never been on a date before. So it was pretty interesting. He's very suave. Isn't he?
He's so cute.
And he's so beautiful. Really, there's no other person I could approve of him dating. If it wasn't you, I'd probably kill her. The anger behind her voice made me question whether it was really a joke. Probably not. But we're not officially dating yet, you know? Yeah. I suppose you could have messed up badly enough that he'd never want to see you again. That's probably why he hovered around and walked you back. So you noticed. It smells like him. I self-consciously smelled myself, getting nothing but a scent of smoke. How could she smell it from there? I couldn't even smell it. Oh, Hana, my adorable friend, finally finding a man who understands how wonderful you are. I'm glad you had fun. If you didn't... She pounded her fist menacingly. No, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Although extremely awkward. What all did you do? I filled her in on the date. The flowers, the conversation, and Jared's compliments. Mai whistled. He is suave as hell. I told you. This is a call for celebration, Hana. We'll have to celebrate. Let's go for ice cream soon.
Yeah.
Sure. What a good friend she was. She is a good friend. Bless her. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go shower. I definitely mind. I want you to smell forever. Oh, you're the worst. The halls and bathroom were completely barren of girls. It seemed like everyone was out at the festival with friends or boyfriends. Did Mai really go? Something told me she hadn't. I got back to the room, humming quietly to myself. I hung my towel in my closet and turned to ask Mai what she did at the festival, but when I saw her, she noticed me looking at her. Hey, I'm gonna go to bed, alright? Yeah, okay. I'll turn in too. Oh, God, this is killing me! I turned off the light and crossed the room, curling into bed. Mai wasn't okay with this after all. But even after knowing how sad Mai was, I was still happy that he asked me instead of her. Jared was a wonderful guy for more reasons than his irresistible attractiveness. Most people probably couldn't tell, but there was something deeper in Jared, something genuine trying to get out. Mai shifted above me and a pang struck my heart. As sad as she was, I couldn't deny that I was happy, and that thought only made me feel worse. Yeah, that's rough. Chapter 2! Alright, let's look at today's thing. The current event is flowers! We have 10 tournament points so far. Dear Diary. Jared asked me out, Jared asked me out, Jared and I are dating, we're dating, I'm his girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, I'm taking, we're exclusive. I hope Mai's okay with it. I don't know about that! I don't know about that. I woke the next morning to the sound of Mai's hairdryer. Oh, sorry, Hana. Mimi was using all the outlets at once again.
What a jerk.
Why that girl can't learn to blow-dry her hair straight instead of using 4 different straightening irons is beyond me. You're fine. I got dressed, watching Mai from the corner of my eye. She seemed as energetic as usual. In fact, almost too energetic. I wondered whether the whole issue with Jared was still bothering her.
I can't believe this.
It's so dumb that we have class the day after a festival. Like, who does that? Obviously, Asagao does. Dumb school prestige. Whatever. Shizuka will probably be hungover, so it's not like we'll have to try. Maybe it wasn't? Regardless of whether it was or wasn't, Mai was trying to behave normally around me. I should do the same for her. And then I was like, just leave me alone, and I threw my raw meat on him. You what? What a non sequitur. Yeah, well, he totally deserved it. You can't just go stalking people when they turn you down. That's creepy. Hana! Mimi ran up to me the minute I walked into the door, eyes wide. Oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I glanced around the room. Everyone, including PBG, John, and Shane, was watching me in complete silence. Oh, no! What happened? Hey, what's going on? You have a problem with my friend? No, it's... She stepped to the side. Behind her, I saw my desk covered with a bouquet of beautiful pink, white, and yellow flowers. Jared! What is that? Nobody said anything. Even Mai was completely speechless. I slowly approached my desk as if waiting for a gerbil to pop out of the bouquet and attack. The gentle fragrance of the flowers wafted up to me. This is unbelievably beautiful. The flowers were arranged in such a way that the smaller flowers and the larger ones complemented each other. Sounds like Jared arranged it himself. They were more beautiful together than they were on their own. I couldn't stop looking at them. Something white poked out from between two pink and yellow flowers. Card? I fished it out. It was cream with gold embroidering. No company name was listed. Instead, it just read Nebenbauer. Ah, that's Jared. I opened the card. A brief message, handwritten in flowing loops and smooth lines, read, Hana, thank you so much for attending the flower festival with me. I could not have had a lovelier time than with someone as beautiful in both heart and mind as yourself. The pink flowers are amaryllis. They symbolize shyness. The white flowers are anemones. They symbolize sincerity. The yellow ones are gardenias. They symbolize how I feel about you. I hope you have a great day today. I'll see you again soon. Jared. Wow, Jared's smooth as fuck. That's unbelievable. Damn. I jumped. Mai held up a hand. It's fine, Hana. These are amazing. You must have really impressed him. I guess so? So they are from Jared. Yeah, they are. My best friend and him went to the flower festival together. Got a problem with it? Her and Mimi hate each other. Mimi's face clearly indicated she did. Whatever. She slunk off to her own chair. Hana, this is great. He's head over heels for you. Really? Why? Mai shook her head. I have a feeling that it's probably not for the right reasons. I'm really happy for you. Do you like them? Yeah, I do. Yeah, this is amazing. I didn't expect it at all. It must be because we're in different classes, so he won't get to see you. Congratulations, though. Oh, here we go! Miss Shizuka's gonna see those flowers, she's gonna lose her mind! Miss Shizuka walked in, barely registering the commotion, surrounded by my desk. Class, get in your seats and self-study or something. Yep, she's hungover. She sat down and put her head in her hands. Told you she'd be hungover. At the sound of Mai's voice, Miss Shizuka looked up. What's going on over there? I tried to hold the bouquet behind my back, but I was too tiny to cover them up. I see how it is. So someone sent you flowers, did they? She came towards me, an evil gleam in her eye. Seems like some boy loves you, does he? Incorrect!
Men.
All men are scum who will leave you at the first sign of an age line. I... Just remember what I said, Hana. You poor thing. Someday you'll feel heartbreak, and you will understand. I didn't feel like that was the case, but I didn't say anything. Oh, but I didn't think saying anything would be particularly helpful. Class, just do something else today. Shizuka slumped into her desk, resting her head on her table and seemingly going to sleep. Whoa, that was bad. See? Even Shizuka's jealous. I shrugged. Might as well get to work? All throughout class, I was distracted by the sweet scent of Jared's flowers. Every time I looked at Mai, she was staring out the window with a slight frown on her face. Shame crawled down the back of my neck. But what else could I really do? I glanced at the flowers again. At the very least, I should thank him for the flowers when class is over. That way, Mai could have some time to herself, too. Class was finally over. Miss Shizuka slunk out of the room, and students began standing and stretching. Hey, Mai, is it okay if you go back to the dorm without me? Yeah, of course! I have to get ready for practice anyways.
See you later.
I'll see you later! Mai left the room, her smile quickly fading. I gathered up my flowers and was about to leave the classroom when...
Hey.
Hana, is Mai okay? Not really. What happened? I glanced down at the flowers in my hands. He looked at them with a puzzled expression, but upon seeing the card tucked inside of them, his eyes widened. Oh! Yeah. Oh. She said it was alright, and she's cheering me on, but she's clearly bummed about it. I feel terrible. That's really hard. Yeah, it is! I don't know what to do. I don't know that there's anything you can do. I don't think she'd want you to stop for her sake.
Well...
He rubbed his chin thoughtfully. You know, maybe it'll help to have someone she can talk to. I'll go check on her. Would you really? Oh my god! If PBG and Mai get together, I would ship it so hard. That would be adorable. PBG and Mai never seemed particularly close to me. Sure, I could just sit down and watch someone be so sad. I can't just sit around and watch someone be so sad all the time. That's... Thank you, PBG.
See ya.
No problem. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. With that, he dashed out of the room, no doubt heading for our dorm. That was really kind of him, and a weight off my shoulders. If I would ship that so hard. PBG was right. At this point, there was nothing I could really do to be helpful for her. Trying to hide my happiness would only make both of us feel guilty. I hope he helps. Shaking my head, I left the classroom and started searching for Jared. Now that I thought about it, I didn't really know where Jared hung out. I checked by his classroom and his class's lockers, but he was nowhere to be found. He wasn't in the campus center, nor the ice cream shop. Could they be having a meeting? Or he could be in his dorm room playing D&D? I don't know. Was I allowed to go into the club room? I wasn't a member after all. I inched towards the door of the Normal Boots club room. Loud bangs and screams were echoing from within. I didn't know what they were doing in there, but I wasn't quite sure I wanted to find out. Oh my god. But the scent of the flowers in my hands reminded me of Jared's kindness. I had to try. I knocked on the door and spoke as loud as I could without yelling. Excuse me? Is Jared in there? Hey! Ah! Hana! Perfect! You're just in time. He grabbed my arm and dragged me into the room, pulling the door shut behind me. Inside, Shane, Gerard, John, and all of Continue were standing on top of their desks. Shane's tie was pulled up around his head as if he were drunk. John was wearing his Normal Boots jacket like a cape. Meanwhile, Continue were gripping onto each other for dear life. They'd formed a human pyramid. What is going on? Jared, what are you doing? Alas! I turned to Jared in confusion. The mayor has finally arrived. Please, tell us how you will save us from the scourge that has risen in the above-water city of Atlantis. I gaped at him. A grunt came from behind me. I turned to see Shane pulling his tie back around his neck. I don't think non-members should be allowed in the club room. Oh, come on, Shane. I jumped. What had I taken to be an oddly carved statue lamp was actually Gerard holding a lampshade above his head. Hana's basically a member. No, she's competing in the tournament with us for right now. She's not a member. Jared folded his arms. Everyone, take 5. As the Normal Boots members climbed off their desks in an awkward silence, the jovial mood killed, Jared gestured me to the door. I'm sorry about that, Hana. Oh, let's ignore that. No, that's okay. I mean, he had a point. I'm not a member. No, but that didn't give him the right to be rude about it. Yeah. I paused. Something on your mind? Well, it seems like he's never really liked me. Jared ran his hand through his hair. When he finished, it was somehow even more perfect than before. Try not taking anything Shane says seriously. He has a bad history with girls, so it takes a while for him to warm up to them. Yeah, I had kind of theorized upon meeting him. During my initial blind playthrough when he said that girls with pink hair were trouble, I had a feeling he had a history with somebody that Hana reminds him a little bit of, so I'm not surprised. Just try not to take it personally. A bad history with girls? That might explain his behavior, but is that really a good enough reason to be mean to me? No, it is not. I didn't do anything to him after all. He shouldn't be taking it out on me. But I had problems making friends after leaving my old school. Maybe I shouldn't judge. I'll try. Thanks, Hana. But, can you tell me what was going on in there? In there? Oh! An odd expression came over Jared. His mouth was scrunched like he was trying not to smile. Was he blushing? That's something called improv. Improv? Improvisation. It's a kind of branch of theater work. It involves creating scenes on the spur of the moment. It sounds easy, but you have to try to make a coherent scene that has a conflict beginning and ending, all while remembering and not negating what your teammates before you have created. Improv is difficult. I've done some improv in high school, and it's not easy. So we were doing an exercise about always saying yes to the situation. As you saw, it can get a little crazy. No doubt. You should try it sometime. I think you'd quite enjoy it. I'd like that, or I don't think I'm suited for it. Well, I think the answer is kind of obvious here, is that we would want to say that I'd like that. We'd want to kind of go along with what Jared likes, give it a try. So I'm going to say that the answer would be I'd like that. So let's see what the choice is to get the best ending for Jared. Yes, the correct answer is I'd like that. So we're on our way to the best ending. So I'd like that. It seems like a lot of fun, but I don't think it'll be happening anytime soon with the way Shane and I are. You make a good point. Despite the fact that I basically rejected him, Jared seemed happier than ever before. It's probably for the best. Wait, did I choose the right thing? I'd like that. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I chose the right thing, because that seemed like she said no. It's probably for the best. He was so cute when he smiled that it almost burned. I looked down to avoid his beauty and was reminded of the flowers in my hands. Oh, I came by to say thank you for the flowers. They're so beautiful. No one's ever done something like this for me. Jared waved a hand through the air. Don't thank me. I'm actually sorry for them. What? Why? I was trying to find flowers as beautiful as you, but it was impossible. You... Jared reached a hand towards my face, closing the distance between us. Oh, Jared! Was he going to... Yep, I knew that was coming. Hey, are you finished yet? Jared sucked the air between his teeth. Try reading the atmosphere sometime, bud.
Huh?
Well, what are you talking about? Air pressure is always the same. Never mind.
Bye.
Looks like I've got to go, Hana. I'll be seeing you around.
Bye.
Goodbye. Jared might have been upset about being interrupted, but I wasn't. I don't know that I could have handled whatever's going to happen next. As screams emanated from the club rooms again, I scurried home, certain I resembled a walking tomato. When I finally made it back to the dorms, I let out a sigh of relief. That was a much busier day than I ever expected. I tried the door to the room. It was locked. Weird. Wasn't my back by now? Shaking my head, I pulled out my keys to unlock the door. Those flowers were so pretty, though. There's just no way. I paused, my hand hovering over the keyhole. Were they talking about me? Do you really think they are an official coupled pairing? Of course not. Jared is a god compared to Hana. There's no way he'd be interested in someone like her. I unlocked the door and quickly rushed inside. The last thing I heard before I shut the door was Kakusu saying, "Yeah, you're right." I set the flowers down on my desk and turned to look in my vanity's mirror. Maybe they were right. I glanced at the flowers on my desk. They were already starting to wilt. Okay, so this is the start of a new day. I think this is a good place to stop for now. But, as you guys know, I'll have a stream later at, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I think this is a good place to stop for now since we're at a new day. I think this has been a good first episode, a good setup for kind of the tone of what Jared's, route is going to be like. We're going to probably be learning a lot more about Jared and, looking past the physical beauty to see, what kind of a great guy he is inside, and maybe helping him be more comfortable with the stuff that he really loves, because he's obviously hiding some Dungeons & Dragons love from us. As well as dealing with the dynamic between Hana and Mai and their friendship, now that, they both like the same guy, and Hana is kind of involved with him slightly, and Mai obviously is not 100% okay with that. And also, Hana's own feelings for herself. She's not the most confident person in the world, but obviously people think it's just ridiculous that Jared would ever like her, and so she has to kind of battle with her own self-image a little bit as well, and her own confidence. So that's, I think, a really good tone to set for the rest of this. I'm really excited to jump into it. I'm already really enjoying this playthrough so far. It's really cool to see a guy who's more proactive and very open with the way he feels about Hana, rather than like the stumbling over things. It's a refreshing change of pace. So I'm excited to jump back into it, which we will next time. Thank you so much for coming. Looking into my chat. My bot will again tell you can follow me on all the social media here on Twitch, on YouTube, and you can follow me at the Gina Chu on Twitter so you can find out when I'm streaming next. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.